coming down.
Does he have it?
Medeiros is going to get it.
Look at the toss. He haven't got it.
He's on the outside line though, going into the fastest corner on the circuit. Surely this can't work.
Dominic Ligner has got a sensational run outside line now though for the heavy braking zone. Around the outside goes the Audi R8.
Look how much Miller's caught back into play. Exactly, Miller's still start chopper. He's not on second and change. All of a sudden, Miller's back in play.
Can Barry do it? Big Barry's going to do it. Big Barry! Welcome to the LSRL GT3 round 12 live from Twin Ring Motegi. I am James Parfitt, going to be joined in the booth once more by Michael David this evening, who's going to be here guiding you through all the action with myself. Current track length 4.75 kilometers, 14 turns on track at this moment in time, and what a circuit this is. It's loved by some, hated by others, but tonight it hosts the GT3s, the Lamborghini, the Merc, the Audi and the Ferrari here for the LSRL. As I say, let's bring Michael David into the booth. Good evening, young sir. How are you?
I'm doing great, James. How about yourself, bud?
I'm not bad, mate. Not bad at all, to be honest. I'm ready for this. This should be an interesting one. Looking forward to seeing how these guys get on and what sort of takes place, should we say, because it's going to be an exciting one, I think, and one that I am desperately looking forward to.
Yeah, I definitely can't agree more. Eight turns to the left. I'm sorry, 8 turns to the right, 6 to the left here. Elevation change. This is going to be a real, GT3 track tonight. Unlike Indy Road Course, which we both kind of mad about last 2 weeks ago, but this should be an absolute barnstorming race here. We saw some extremely fast times coming in through practice as we come into the end of practice here and go into qualifying. But I really think that the Audi of Alex Amadon is going to be very strong tonight. It's a very quick, very nimble car. Really suits this track very well. But I've put my foot in my mouth quite a few times this season trying to figure out what car is going to be on the top of the leaderboard. So I'm excited to find out how wrong I can be tonight.
Well, it's looking like you possibly can be wrong, because at the moment we got a Mercedes.
Yeah, well, that is a new Mercedes that we're seeing out there. Ryan O'Connor is not able to score points tonight because he is driving a new car. But as we take a look at that, he has taken that car into the very, 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 very low 151s. Nice. So he should definitely be hard to catch tonight. I know you have experience with Ryan in the Mercedes. Why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you know with this guy behind the wheel?
Well, this guy behind the wheel is incredibly quick, right? Crazily fast. I'm not going to lie. We did the 12 hours of Sebring in the Merc, and we're doing the 24 hours of Nords in the Merc. It's a great car. I like it, to be fair. It kind of wanted to kill me at the beginning. But once it settled down, it was a good car, and I think Ryan's a stunning driver. And I'm sure he'll do exceptionally well in it for the rest of the season. It's going to be an interesting one here as well. Put it on the time, it's top of the time tower by about 1/10 quicker. Give or take, well, it's just gone about 300ths quicker at the moment over Dylan Gonaz in the Lamborghini. So it's going to be an interesting one for him, I think, this season. You know, he was in the Porsche, it is what it is. He's now in the Merc and he's now quick as well. So J Smart is another one, of course, in the Lamborghini. But we can have a quick look at the championship standings currently as they are. Elliot Borg is on top by 142 with Nathan Graham in second. Nathan's not here this evening, unfortunately. Joseph Carnes is there on 108. Dan Pereira on 99, tied with Dylan Gonaz on 99 and J Smart on 99. Ryan O'Connor on 82. James Rep on 76. Sean Atkins 65. Alexander Amadon 64, Thomas Boniali 63, Peter Muller 57, Ben Barnes 55, Brandon Fornhill 51, Mikhail Turkin 49, Mason Sagar 47, Nathan Heffley on 42 and Steve Baker on 38 for the top 18. Now in the team championship, Smart Gonasborg Racing on 297. They're literally pulling away with it over the part-time pros of Amadon and Graham. Worst pace scenario on 167. Slowly driving by you on 156 with LMA on 150. JBJ on 142. Black Gold Racing 99. Spies Like Us 91. And JJ Racing on 45 there as well. So it's definitely getting exciting with Elliot Borg at the top of the timing tower and on the top of the championship, I should say, and seeing how he gets on here for the remainder of the season. It's going to be an interesting one for the remainder of the season. We are here at Twin Ring, and then we go on to Sebring, Circuit Zolder, and then the season finale at the Nürburgring there as well. So stay tuned. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the bells, and give the video a big old thumbs up because that would be absolutely amazing. We are just about to go into qualifying. We've got 12 cars currently on the circuit at this moment in time. So maybe some don't like the track or you know, don't have the track or whatever, but the 12 that are here, I'm sure, will provide some exciting racing for us, Michael.
Yeah, there's plenty of overtaking opportunities here. Twin Ring. Twin Wing, yes.
Twin Wing.
Yeah, Japan really knows Twin Ring. Twin Ring Motegi. Yeah, so I've always really enjoyed the way that the Japanese tracks kind of seem to be laid out, whether it's Suzuka, whether it's Twin Wing Motegi. I did it again. I'm just going to have to call it Motegi tonight. Apparently, I can't say Twin Ring. Twin Wing. Wow. Jeez, this is Twin Ring. There we go. All right. So aside from the fact that I can't speak English, my native tongue, yeah, I think there's going to be a lot of opportunities for overtakes tonight. I really do think Alexander Amadon has an opportunity with his teammate Nathan Graham out to really, you know, take advantage and show us what that Audi can do. We've seen him on the podium before in that Audi. We know he's a very strong driver. I took a couple of these cars out. Actually, I took quite a few of these cars out just to kind of mess around and just see what kind of tracks, what kind of track times I could get and how I felt about each car. I'll start with the Ferrari first. The Ferrari, I told you previously, to me, in the low-speed corners, felt like a brick. I just couldn't stop it from understeering. The Audi was very comfortable for me. The Lamborghini had a ton of grunt coming out of the corners. I think we're going to see quite a few overtakes from the Lamborghinis. Obviously, I'm kind of touch and go when it comes to Mercedes. Some laps I felt very comfortable in it. Some laps it wanted to kill me. So I wasn't really super comfortable, but it was a nice, quick car. Obviously, we know how fast Ryan O'Connor is in the Porsche. And having a car that's going to be a little more suited to his driving style is just going to pretty much take him to the top of the timing towers, I believe. But we should see coming through the rest of the night here. But I really expect to see those Lamborghinis taking a lot of opportunities and making quite a few overtakes.
Okay, well, there we go. That is the prediction there from Michael David. He's been out in the cars earlier on track, of course, seeing how these guys will be able to get on round this tricky circuit. I think here as well, because it looks like we may see most of the overtakes go down into turn 11. I'm not going to say that turn 1 or turn 2 is not going to be an overtaking opportunity, because no, in my luck, I'll turn around and say it's not, and it will be. And then I'm just going to put my foot in my mouth, which I normally do anyway, to be fair. So
yeah, come on, James, that's my job here.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried to see how we get on as well. The time at the times will start coming through. Amadon was the first one out on track, so we will follow him across the line first to see how he gets on in this Audi, of course. Third place at Indianapolis Roval with his teammate Nathan Graham on in first, and Elliot Borg in second place there. 2 weeks ago, of course, we've had Easter Sunday off as well, so it's good to be back covering this epic league here with this event as well. 6.5 minutes remaining on quali as Amadon does come round turn 12, 13 and 14, and seeing how he gets on when he puts the time on the board. But overall, I think it's going to be an interesting one. We saw low 151s in practice. We can see how these guys get on and see what sort of times they do on the board currently at the moment. Amadon now on a 151.329. So there we go.
It's a very strong first lap there from Amadon. I really do think that that Audi has an opportunity, being as nimble as it is with these tight corners. As Dylan Gonez coming through in second place there, jumping up the timing board into the 151s. The Ferraris seem to be a little bit off the pace here to start off, but I would be surprised to see them stay that far off the pace. I do think that my issue with the Ferrari is it just doesn't suit me. So it felt like driving a brick to me, but that's just my personal preference. As we see Ryan O'Connor in that Mercedes here coming through.
Yeah, he's coming around turn 12,
very interested to
turn
see.
11.
Yeah, turn 11 through here. There is a big dip through turn 11. It looks like a nice, easy right-hander, but then all of a sudden it just kind of falls off. It brings in a 12, 13, and 14. Now, 13 and 14 are very tricky. Coming through 13, you kind of want to cut the inside. Obviously, you don't want to cut it too much because you will easily get an off-track there. Let's see what kind of time O'Connor comes through with the 151.7. He obviously had much stronger times there in practice, but first out lap, he might just be kind of pushing it a little bit, but holding a little bit back at the same time. But yeah, turns 13 and 14 are really interesting to me. I think the third sector on this track is really the toughest sector, which is saying something because a lot of these turns are very difficult to read. There's a lot of, looks like my iPad is trying to talk to me, but yeah, I think that the third sector is really where this race could be won and lost tonight.
I definitely think so as well. That last few corners here that Dylan Gonez is going through at the moment did have a purple on the board there as well in sector 4. So we'll see how he gets on. He gets a little bit squirrely out the final corner, of course, which is turn 14, and is going to come across the line here. What is Dylan Gonez going to be able to do? 51.143, he improves, but so is currently O'Connor in the Mercedes. He is currently improving as well. So as he's coming down that long back straight from the run from turn 10 to 11, he's got a two greens and a purple. Elliot Borg's got 3 greens and a purple, and Jay Smart's got a purple and a green. So it's all got sort of going off here, and over the next minute or so, we should see a few very quick guys coming through with times here. It's gonna be on.
Watch here coming through into turn 13. You got to be very careful, and it looks like he made a mistake there. Took a little too much of the inside curb there, and he knows that he's pulling off. Jumped out of that lap because you got to be very careful. You want to take as much of that inside curve of 13 as you dare, but you have to spot your exit on turn 14 immediately. You have to be very careful as Elliot Borg goes to the top of the timing sheet, a 151.095. That is a blistering time for Elliot Borg.
James Rep as well. I'm going to be interested to see what James does here as well. He was having a barnstorming race at Indianapolis, and then I think he had an incident. Yeah, James Rep and Dylan Gonez on lap 29 at Indianapolis had it coming together, and unfortunately dropped him down the order. 154.43 toe. Maybe he's struggling a little bit this evening there. Mikhail Turkin is another one in the Ferrari as well. He's coming round turn 12 and 13. And seeing how he gets on here as
he spotted that very nicely. Good acceleration, took a nice amount of curb on the outside of 14.
What's he going to be able to do here?
He comes through. He's not able to improve.
Oh,
he does improve. There we go. 115 or 151. 2.9. So that was a very good lap there.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting this evening with the mixture. Obviously, you know, we know it's a very Ferrari-dominated led field, but we have got the Lambo, the Audi, and the Merc. So I'm going to be able to see how the Audi, the Merc, and the Lambo gets on. But I think it really depends on what the drivers are going to do. Elliot Borg has got another couple of greens and a purple. The Lamborghini is probably one of, along with that and the McLaren and the Ford, are the only three cars I've not actually driven in GT3, to be fair.
Well, I haven't driven the McLaren or the Ford, but I do drive. Ooh, wow, that's our first sub 51 time, even in practice. That was insanely fast for our championship leader right now. Just going over to the team standings, is it safe to say with only, 3-4 races left that Smorgonesborg Racing has it kind of locked up for the title, the team title?
Yeah, I think that's probably where we're about at, to be fair. I think the interesting thing is what, they're on 297, and that isn't the combined score of all recipients of the Smorgonesborg Racing team. Obviously, some teams have got 2, they've got 3. So it'd be interesting to see whose considerated scores they're taking into effect there.
You see James Rep losing it, and he almost saved it, but yeah, he's going to touch that inside wall there.
Yeah, to be fair though, they could actually take in all 3, because I'd be surprised if they're taking all 3 scores though, because drivers have got 2. But Elliot Boggs on 142, Jay Smart's on 99, which say 231. Dylan's on 99 as well, so 340, give or take. So
yeah, that math doesn't add up correctly.
No, and it doesn't work out.
But you also have a drop week too, so maybe they're already factoring the drop weeks in. Maybe. So they are taking all 3 and then throwing in a drop week for each driver?
Yeah, I'm just surprised that they would be taking all 3, considering other teams have got 2. Do you know what I mean?
No, I definitely agree with you. As we watch Ryan O'Connor coming through here, turns 12, 13, and 14 on his final flying lap. See if he can improve. He does have a purple sector, but I see a lot of yellow on his time too. We'll see if he's able to improve. And is that Joseph Carnes following through behind him? We see a Ferrari going off in the background there.
Connor up to
Brandon
third.
Murray.
Connor up
he is able to improve, but that is not as fast as he was going in practice. But Elliot Borg, top in the timing sheet. What a lap, a 150.884. Absolutely stunning lap.
Absolutely flying currently at the moment. Brandon Thornhill and Brandon Murray. Thornhill is the last man out on track. He's sitting down, coming around turn 11. As he goes under the bridge and then goes around the left-hander of 12. Goes off.
He's backed out of it, yep. It looked like he cut the inside of turn 11 really hard there. I think he, I'm not sure if he just missed his apex there, but as soon as that happened, it looked like he had to back out.
Yeah, job done, I think, to be fair.
As an American, I always got to appreciate a good wrench-themed livery. Great Dale Earnhardt.
Brandon Murray rocking it there. And that Ferrari as he comes around turn 9.
Do got to say it is a little silly to see it in a Ferrari, but I'm not hating.
No, I don't think you can, to be fair. I think at the end of the day,
no, absolutely not.
Liveries are liveries, and it is Elliot Borg out in front at the moment. Alex Amadon second, Ryan O'Connor third, Dylan Gonas fourth, Mikhail Turkin fifth, Daniel Pereira sixth, Jay Smart seventh, Joseph Carnes eighth, Ben Barnes ninth, Sean Atkins 10th, James Rep 11th, and Brandon Thornhill is 12th place with Brandon Murray down in 13th. So the two Brandons at the tail end of the field. As we can see, we've got a 45-minute race with a pit stop here this evening as well. So they will have to pit, and it's going to be an interesting one. Let's see how these guys get on here this evening. and see what happens as we're waiting for Ryan O'Connor and Brandon Thornhill to get out on track for this rolling start. And I'm really excited to see how this turns out. I think it's going to be interesting to see what O'Connor's going to do in that Merc. I think that's going to be the eye-opener, Michael.
Yeah, I'm excited. You've talked him up quite a bit about how good he is in the Merc. We know how fast he can be.
That's my problem. That's what I'm afraid of. I've talked him up quite a bit, and if he crashes out, I'm going to be like, sorry, mate.
No, I do got to say, we've been talking about Elliot Borg and his blistering fast lap there, but Alex Amadon coming through with a 151.0092? Might be a little off on that, but it was 151.0 something, so that was an extremely fast lap there by Amadon. A couple tenths off from Elliot Borg, but still extremely fast lap. I think that Audi is going to have an absolute blast on this track tonight.
Yeah,
I'm really excited to see that. Just very nimble, and as long as the Audi doesn't do Audi things, I think he's got an opportunity for a strong podium finish here tonight, 2 weeks in a row, or 2 races in a row.
All right, here we go. The parade lap is kicking off. We are starting down the back end of turn 11, and we're going to be underway very, very shortly here for round 12 of the GT3 LSRL series, live on the JPB YouTube channel. And it is going to be Borg currently out in front on the pace lap as well. He will effectively be the pace car when the pace car goes in. So stay tuned and settle down, get your drinks, get your popcorn in, and get ready to watch some epic racing here as well. All right, here we go. He is the pace car. He's backing everybody up. I like to just bolt as soon as I possibly can. Here we go.
There he goes. Just waited the last possible second.
Waited and waited, backed everybody up into each other. And it is Ryan O'Connor in the inside here as well. Oh, there was Ben Barnes.
A big hit. Big hit for the slowly buying teams.
Yeah, Ben Barnes and Brandon Thornhill, both for the slowly driving Bayou team, into each other. Ryan O'Connor's backed up to the back end of Alex Amadon with Elliot Borg out in front as he goes round turn 3 and 4. That was not the best beginning here for these guys. We're going to have a quick look at it now.
I feel like Ryan got a great start here in that Lamborghini, the 27, but he got pinched out here by Amadon, and then we see in the background that Ferrari, Ben Barnes, just getting slammed into the side of that wall there.
I don't really know what happened there, right? I'm not going to lie, because if you watch it from the chopper, he's on the right-hand side here. Did he get hit? Or did he just directly go to the right?
He had to avoid the braking.
He tried to avoid Mikhail Turkin.
He was lucky not to collect anybody else. That was a big hit.
Yeah, he tried to avoid Mikhail Turkin there, and unfortunately for him, put himself into the barrier. But it is your front three, Borg, Amadon, O'Connor, currently at this moment in time, out in front as they're coming around the back straight for lap 1. Don't forget, 45-minute race with a pit stop. They do have to pit. I don't want to big him up, because I know, knowing my luck, I'll end up doing commentating cursey things with him. But Ryan O'Connor in that Merc, of course, in the livery we did use for Sebring. That is the Sebring 12-hour livery that we have used there as well. So let's see how he gets on. He's looking quick, mind you, Michael, at the moment.
Yeah, he's looking very fast. He's right on the tail of Alex Amadon. Amadon's doing everything he can, taking a defensive line, trying to take the inside. He's going to force Ryan to take the outside. Ryan's going to try to scoop around, but he's not going to be able to get the double move there. The inside, outside. He's trying to take the outside through turn 3 here, but that is not exactly the fastest line. This is a tough turn, very tight, and then opening up into turn 4 here. This is where, when I was doing my practice laps, oh, he almost caught the front end of that. Oh! He almost got the front end of that Lamborghini there, Dylan Gonas. But it looked like that was self-inflicted there.
Yeah, I'm wondering if there was a touch there.
If there was a touch, it was probably netcode. I don't think he actually hit the Lamborghini.
No, he hit the grass. Oh, side swiping the barrier as well. What sort of state is that steering in? Straight.
Yeah, it looks pretty straight to me. It wasn't a very hard hit. Now, mind you, they do get one fast repair now, so if there is too much damage, he can take that, but it looks like he's able to kind of follow along here. So right now, we just have one car that is currently towing, and that's a Lamborghini around in the back, J Smart.
Yeah. Smart going around in turn 10.
Ryan O'Connor's going to be able to take him down the straight here, it looks like, but definitely not the start that Smart wanted.
Yeah, definitely not.
Could be quite the fight coming into turn. Where are these
11.
guys at? Oh, they're coming into 11. Yeah. That's the only thing about this track is a lot of the turns do kind of blend in together.
Oh,
Even though they're very different, Ryan's coming into the pits.
O'Connor's in that. Don't think he's going to last 40 minutes, though, mind you. I've got a funny feeling he might have to take another one. But there we go. Daniel Pereira, Joseph Carnes, of course, battling away further down for 5th and 6th place. Both of them in the Ferrari. Yeah, not sure what happened. I hit the brakes, but just didn't seem to slow down at the same rate as Turkin. But yeah, lucky I didn't collect anyone. Says Ben Barnes.
That would be Ben Barnes, yeah.
Yes.
No, it didn't look like there was anything that Ben did wrong, maybe cold tires, but, you know, he had to slam on the brakes and was able to avoid the car in front of him, Mikhail Turkin, but unfortunately for Ben, you know, he found the inside wall there and coming into turn 1.
Yeah, the problem is if he hadn't hit the inside wall, he would have been going straight across the track into everybody else.
Well, thankfully that inside wall was there, and we didn't have to worry about that, but yeah, that was definitely an unfortunate incident on lap 1. You know, can't really blame Ben. I think he just had to stand on the brakes and had cold tires. There wasn't really anything he could do.
Yeah, it looked like he was a little bit later on the brakes than Mikhail Turkin was. But, as you say, here's what it is. He managed to avoid everyone, which was good, and everybody for the slowly driving Bayou team managed to avoid Ben as well. Brandon Thornhill up 2, of course. Ryan O'Connor is now down 8 places. He is back out on track currently. He is sitting, coming round turn 9 is Ryan O'Connor in that Mercedes, but this is Daniel Pereira and Joseph Carnes here as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how these guys get on for the rest of this lap. No.
Joseph Carnes just losing the rear end on that Ferrari.
On the Ferrari at turn 13 as well. It just...
it's funny because the issues that I had with the Ferrari was too much understeer, and he just lost the rear end.
On a very different part of the track. And I'm wondering, though, if the problem is if he's done what I think he may have done, and if he's hit a curb... No, he lost out on the braking.
Which is a tough part. That 13-14 little chicane, kink, whatever you want to call it, it's definitely a tough situation there, because if you carry too much speed into turn 13, you're going to see exactly what Joseph Carnes did there. Lose the rear end of your car, and luckily for him, nobody else was around that he could just kind of go into the sand trap and live to fight another day.
I think that's the thing, isn't it? It's being able to, if your car isn't damaged, you can get on and fight another day. You know what I mean? And that's probably the best thing that he could have done there. I'm not saying that Ben Barnes, the best thing that he done was hit the barrier, but at least he didn't hit anyone else, because otherwise it could have been quite catastrophic at that start there. So fair play for Ben for putting it into the barrier to stop taking anybody else out. But Jay Smart is not looking comfortable at this moment in time with Brandon Thornhill behind him in that Ferrari. I've got to be honest, Smart not looking comfortable at this moment in time as he comes onto the long back straight from turn 10 through to turn 11. Well,
yeah,
Audi second, Lambo first, and the Lambo third. You know,
well, you got 2 of the 3 Smargonas Borg Lamborghinis up there, which we've seen that all season long. Those Lamborghinis been strong all season. I know you said J Smart doesn't look exactly comfortable. This might not be a track, you know, this is kind of a love it, hate it track, like you were saying before we started here. You know, some people absolutely love it, some people can't stand it, and, you know, it's a tough track. It's not an easy track to learn. Like I said, a lot of these turns, you know, you got like here, turn 1 kind of flows into turn 2. It's not quite a double apex, but it kind of is at the same time. And then you got this tight turn 3 here that flows into turn 4. Every turn just seems to flow into the next turn. There's only one turn, turn 6, that you're really flat out the entire turn. So everything's kind of a low speed corner, a mid speed corner here, as we see Dylan Gonas is all on the back here of Alex Amadon. Let's see if he's able to make a move. Coming into 7 and 8. Eight's the type of turn that just kind of feels like it drags on and on and on and on. You know, you try to spot that opening, that curve at the end on the left side, and oh, Alex got it really wide there. That's going to open the door up down the straight.
Yeah, but Gonas has got to go around the outside, and as we know, you're travelling a longer distance than the car, and he's managed to hold it. I'm not saying Gonas won't get him down into turn 11, but it's not a sharp hairpin in general here. So as you see, is not going to be close enough this time around, unfortunately. So for him, it looks like he could end up having to do another lap. But he did lose 3 temps out on sector 5 here as well. So
I think he had to back out of it when Alexander Amadon got loose there. Dylan Gonas looked like he was coming up the inside, trying to make the pass, and he had to back out because he saw the tail end of that Audi kind of get loose. And I think that's where he lost his time.
Yeah. Yeah, the current lap times swapping backwards and forwards, really. Gonas was quicker in 2, Amadon's been quicker in 2. So it'll be this one to see how they be getting on. But it is these front 3. There's Borg up the road, Amadon and Gonas fighting it away, of course. And the longer they fight, Michael, it's like anything. The longer they fight, the further away Elliot Borg gets. Yeah,
I don't think Elliot Borg's too concerned about that. He had a blistering qualifying lap, and he had a great start. Just kind of off to the races. Just, you know, collecting more championship points. I think Elliot Borg is just, you know, here to hang. I don't think he's too stressed at all tonight. Yeah, Nathan Graham isn't here to put any pressure on him, so I think he's just, you know, just counting down the laps.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, isn't it, as well? And, you know, he's racking up the points, supposed to get the fastest lap point, then they get to finish the race point. You know, first place is 15 points currently. I can't see anyone catching him, and that's the thing over the next few races. If he puts in performances like this, I can't see anybody catching him. Sebring, Zolder and Nürburgring, and there's only 45 points up for grabs. 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51 in maximum. So Borg's got to have a really poor last 3 races for even Graham or Carnes to even get the opportunity to get near him. And we know Borg's not going to have very poor races over these last 3 laps, over these last 3 races, including this one. So let's see how he gets on. Amadon is going to be defending. He's taking the inside line. Gonas is going to go. He's going to go. Oh, is he going to?
He's going to have the inside to turn 2, though. Oh, he had to back out.
Do you know what? When I saw him coming, all I could see was a complete disaster.
That was great defense by Alex Amadon, taking the defensive line, holding the inside here, but I think this is going to be a drag race.
Oh, he's
now
on
he
the
had to go off.
Slots back in once more, though. He's trying.
The only thing I will say is we did see a mistake by Elliot Borg 2 weeks ago in Indy, but that was almost a forced mistake by Nathan Graham. So with Nathan Graham not here, add in the fact that they have a drop week, it's going to be tough for Nathan Graham to really make a charge here for first place. I don't want to say, like you said, Elliot Borg isn't champion yet, but it's going to be tough to displace him up top there.
Oh, Brandon Murray side by side as well on this run up in to turn 10. Amadon's on the left. He's in the Audi, the black and yellow. Oh, forced Gonas wide there. Gonas isn't going to be close enough this time around.
This has got to be frustrating for Dylan Gonas.
Yeah.
Alexander Amadon just keeps placing that Audi perfectly on the inside line. And I think Dylan Gonas is definitely... Oof, Brandon Murray cuts the inside curb there and loses the rear end.
Yeah, but as we say, that's not the first one. Joseph Carnes did that, and surprisingly enough, they're both in Ferraris.
Yeah, but yeah, Alexander Amadon has just been able to really take a defensive line. I think Dylan Gonas is definitely having has a faster race pace, as he's got the inside line now. He's going to have the job done. That was clean. And I think now we're going to see Dylan Gonas kind of put a little bit of a gap to Alexander Amadon. That being said, Alex really put on a stout defense there for quite a few laps, pretty much from the beginning of the race. So hats off to Alex Amadon to put up that fight. And it's not over. He could still come back at him. He's got an opportunity here.
Yeah, he's going to have another go. He's got to go the long way, of course, around turn 5. He's not giving up, though. Yeah, he's not giving up. That's the good thing. Still trying, still putting him under pressure. Can Gonas keep this up? That's going to be the question. Can he Amadon it as well? Because Alexander Amadon went about 7 laps before Gonas got through. So from Gonas' point of view, he's got to try and do what Amadon did, but it's going to be tough. It's not going to be a walk in the park. Amadon is quick in the Audi, and he's going to put him under pressure for the next 30 minutes, I would have thought.
Yeah, and these two battling it out is really playing in the hand of Mikel Turkin. He is just hanging onto the back here and just not really letting these guys get away too far away from him. If they make a mistake, that's an easy podium for that Ferrari right behind them.
Yeah, and the way they're throwing the car at each other as well, I wouldn't be surprised if that could come...
That was close. Maybe not as close as it looked, but it was getting there. Coming through turn 12 now. Oh, wait, was there a lockup up front there? Where was all that smoke coming from?
I can only think the Borg may have locked up there.
He's quite a ways up the road, though. That was kind of strange.
5.6 seconds. Somebody let off a smoke flare in the audience.
Oh, yeah, the Netherlands fans.
Yeah, they let off the smoke flares, that's what it was. And it come wafting across the Motegi there in Japan. Other than that,
I didn't know Max Verstappen was racing tonight.
Yeah, I've got no explanation why all of a sudden there was smoke on the last corner and there was miraculously no car there, dude. I can't answer that one, unfortunately.
Hey, at least you saw it too. I thought I was going crazy for a second.
No, I did definitely see a big puff of smoke there and there wasn't anybody there, which was very bizarre, but there we go. However, Joseph Carnes does not look like he is sitting comfortably in that Ferrari at the moment, I've got to be honest. He's just taken another few off tracks. It looked like he did have another one round turn 3. So Carnes in that Ferrari, slowly being brought in by O'Connor in the Mercedes, of course. But Alexander Amadon still chasing down Elliot Borg here as well. The gap's out to about a second at the moment. James Rep trying to chase down Jay Smart, of course.
Yeah, Jay Smart just got around Dylan Rep here.
James Rep. You combine the people again.
I am
what
doing
is
that
it with
again.
You and combining names?
I don't know.
You're giving them their own love children. You know what I mean?
It's my talent. It's my talent, combining people's names.
Oh,
the only thing I'm good at. Yeah, James Rep. Yeah, he just a moment ago we saw. Well, we didn't see the pass, but I have the update here. Jay Smart did get past him. It looks like Jay Smart is starting to get a little more comfortable. Also want to point out the fact that as we take a look at this battle, this is how Jay Smart got around James Rep.
Fairly easy in the end.
Yeah, that was quite easy. Almost like James kind of gave it to him. I do want to point out just a couple spots back, Ryan O'Connor is starting to close up on these back cars here. So Ryan O'Connor might be starting to find a groove in that Mercedes. Obviously, we saw him have that huge mistake at the beginning of the race, but you know, warm tires, getting into a groove. First race in the Mercedes.
Is he going to be able to go to the end though?
Probably not. You're right there. I mean, that's going to be tight. They're allowed, what, 50% fuel? So assuming he filled up all the way, I don't think that's going to be enough. But, I mean, I'm no mathematician.
And he was only stopped in the pit box for 7 seconds.
That's true. Yeah, that's definitely. So he is going to have to stop again.
Yeah.
I would assume. I would have to assume. But even so, everybody else is going to have to stop. He's still closing up on the back of these cars. He's, what, 5.7 seconds behind Joseph Carnes here?
Yeah, the only good thing
He's
he
been
did go a
closing
lap
that-
down.
Yeah, he's been closing that gap up quite a bit this entire time. At one point, that was a 20-second gap. And then it was down to a 10-second. Now it's down to about 6 seconds. Jump back up front here. Dylan Gonas is not able to get away from Alex Amadon as he starts blinking.
That's not going to help. There for Dylan Gonas, taking a little bit of a blinking on and off the track. Doesn't look like he's got his brake pedal stuck on permanently here. Either that or my eyes are deceiving me that his brake lights are constantly on. I think that's what I'm seeing. Let's have a look from Amadon.
Looks like
They
it.
are on. No, it's got
they're on now.
lights. Oh,
Ooh, got loose there. No, those are just the running lights, I guess you would call them.
that was the only
That's
one
when
during the day.
Oh, I'm not sure, but you can see when he comes into the braking zone, there's the brake light right there.
Oh,
Alex getting right up on the tail of him. Alexander Amadon is not letting this fight go. Excellent driving here by the Audi and the Lamborghini of Dylan Gonas. And even though these two are fighting, and you would think they'd be losing time, but Elliot Borg is still only 5.5 seconds up the track.
yeah, they're losing
not
time to
really
Mikhail.
letting
They're gaining time on Mikhail Turkin. They're 3.5 back on him at the moment. As we look back from Gonas' car to Alexander Amadon, of course. But they're not really. They've lost a bit of time to Borg up front, but not a massive amount. But Dylan Elliot Borg there just looks blissfully quick, doesn't he? Really, and it's like going on a Sunday drive again.
Yeah, he might not be pushing too hard, and to be honest, I don't really blame him. He's got enough of a gap. There's no reason to push too hard and make a mistake. He's got his teammate right behind him battling the Audi of Alexander Amadon. You know, there's no reason to overdrive that car.
Yeah, we are coming roughly into about the pit window, so within about the next 5 to 10 minutes, we should start seeing the cars going in there as well. I don't think O'Connor's got enough on board to get to the end unless he's doing some amazing fuel saving. But either way, I think he's going to struggle to get that car to the end there.
I thought Alex had a chance there.
Yeah, he looks quicker through this section. I don't know if the Audi's more sort of stable, but he does look a little bit quicker through here.
It's very nimble, so that's a tough little sector for that big Lamborghini. But as soon as they get to that turn 14, that Lamborghini just grunts, just takes off down the straight. You know, it's just got so much solid acceleration out of the turns, and that is absolutely key here at this track.
Yeah, it's got to be trying to keep him in front, of course, going round turn 10 on that long back straight. Amadon was quicker over the first sector. We'll follow this round for the lap to see how these guys do get on and what their sector times are coming out at. But Amadon is quicker over sector 1. He, of course, has got the draft as well, so it's draft assisted, really.
You know, this isn't like Formula One where the dirty air really starts slowing you down as much. The draft is a little stronger here with these GT3 cars. Not quite as strong as a NASCAR, but you know, way stronger than the dirty air you get off a Formula One car.
Yeah. Oh, Amadon's gone round. Oh,
Is he going to lose the spot to Mikel?
Yep.
He is. Dylan Pereira is going to smell blood in the water like a shark.
Yeah.
Coming up on the back of him real quick.
Turn 8 did not go well for Amadon there.
Oh, he's lost the rear end again.
Oh.
And he clips Dylan Pereira.
It's had a bit of an awful sector. Let's have a look.
Or Daniel Pereira. I did it again.
Dylan Pereira, yeah. I know.
Daniel Pereira.
Yeah.
Dylan Gonas, Daniel Pereira. Yeah, I know. Oof.
Oof.
Yeah, if you're Daniel Pereira, you got to be quite upset about that one.
Yeah, but he was on the brakes, and that was his initial incident. So, fortunately for Alex Amadon now, it's not been a good sector as he's chased down Pereira. Sean Atkins going into the pits as he runs in now. Daniel Pereira's car seems okay though. It was only a minor little clip, nothing major. So Pereira,
he lost quite a bit of time to Mikel Turkin because of it.
yeah, but he's still sitting in fourth place at the moment. So you know, nothing to be sneezed at for Pereira from the Black Gold Racing.
Absolutely not. He's having himself quite a solid race here. Daniel Pereira is definitely a consistent driver. We've seen that throughout the season. Definitely consistent. Keeps his head down, stays out of trouble as much as possible. But yeah, I think obviously it wasn't anything that Alexander Amadon did on purpose. It was definitely an accident. He lost the rear end twice in a row. I think the first time just kind of got him a little gun shy, and he did it again a couple turns later. But you know, it's still got to be frustrating there if you're Daniel Pereira, working on chasing down Mikel Turkin, and all of a sudden you got the front end of an Audi coming into your right corner panel.
Yeah, but I don't know. You know, he did have his brakes on, so from that point of view, I suppose he, you know, wasn't.
Oh, I'm not
just
saying that it
rammed
was
into
an
him, was it?
intentional.
Yeah, it's a tough.
It wasn't an intentional. I don't think there should be any sort of penalty involved here. I just think that if you're Daniel Pereira, it's just frustrating. Minding your own business, and then all of a sudden, bam.
There's an Audi right in front of you.
Exactly.
Noise. Ryan O'Connor there as well is now sitting in 11th place. He's got Brandon Murray, obviously a lap down behind him currently at the moment, chasing down Sean Atkins in front. So it's going to be an interesting one for O'Connor to see what he can recover out of this.
Sean Atkins has pitted already, so Ryan O'Connor is still, we think, is still going to need to pit.
Yeah, we think he is. I think that's a given. I can't see him not having to pit, but Amadon and Pereira, Ferrari and the Audi. Connor went off track. That could be why. He did close that gap up.
Caught the grass.
Mm.
Turn 8.
Yeah.
Coming out of turn 7 into turn 8. And Thornhill and James Rep both in the pits.
Yeah, they are. So, let's see how this one pans out now for these guys. O'Connor's up to 9th. Oh,
There's another snap. That was some understeer, though. That was very interesting.
Amadon is
Hold your brakes.
Oh, he's not doing well at the moment. He's having a bit of a moment in that Audi. I don't know whether or not his
Audi, it
tires
looks
have
so
gone.
strong at the beginning of the race, and then 14 laps in, it's just driving on ice.
Yeah, is it melting his tires, do you think?
I mean, that first slide must have just, I don't know if it's a mental thing or if it is the tires, but yeah, he's having a hard time keeping control of that Audi right now, and I'm not 100% sure. With 18 minutes left, do you really want to take tires?
Question is, does he have a choice? If he's butting them up, is he going to have a choice? That's going to be the thing. I would go in and get it out of the way.
Coming to the pits, yeah.
He lost it on the pit entry.
Yeah, he's going to have to take tires. He must have just fried him.
Because he lost it.
He was battling quite a bit there with Daniel Donis. He was doing everything he could to keep him behind. Yeah. Oof.
So, yeah, he lost it on pit entry there, did Amadon. Unfortunately for him, but I'd be surprised if he doesn't. I'm not going to lie. Especially the fact that he just seems to have killed his tyres.
He's been in for quite a while.
I
don't think he had any damage.
Is he taking his rear in the air there? Doesn't look like it. He's been in for a good 30 seconds plus at the moment. So, there, but
Unfortunately, it looks like Alexander Amadon is not going to have back-to-back podiums.
no. And unfortunately, this man's debut out in this Mercedes has not quite gone to plan, shall we say. as he's got 2.8 seconds up the road to Sean Atkins in 7th place. I do believe he's still got to pit, I think, as well. Amadon is back out on track. Brandon Murray is in the pit lane. So 16 minutes remaining here. And it's all about, really, where Elliot Borg and Dylan Gonaz do, because they are in the pits together. What about Mikhail Turkin? Is he going to go round? It looks like he's going to go round one more time, as these guys are not even stopped yet. There goes Mikhail Turkin. And there is Elliot Borg and Dylan Gonaz there. Daniel Pereira goes through as well. So they
Is this the first time we've seen Mikhail Turkin lead a lap in so far this season?
I believe so. I believe it is.
Great for Mikhail.
Yeah.
I think this would be his first podium if he's able to keep this 3rd place. So definitely a great race here, just keeping his head down and staying out of trouble.
Yeah,
Great job, Mikhail.
He's got to try and gap the cars in front, and that's going to be the hardest thing. He's trying to open up enough gap. He needs about, well, 43 seconds pit lane time, 15 seconds on average stop time. So he needs to try it. One of the interesting things is, how is this going to pan out with Sean Atkins and Jay Smart? They're going to come out literally nose to tail. And in the background is the looming mark of Ryan O'Connor. So this is going to be a straight sprint to the end now between Atkins and Smart. From Atkins' point of view, he wants to get past him, doesn't he? And Smart's not been looking comfortable all evening, to be fair.
No, he's not. And it looked like he started to get that car underneath of him, but he's just doesn't have the pace. Not tonight, at least. Yeah, we know Jay Smart's a quick driver, but it just seems very uncomfortable in that Lamborghini tonight around the twin wing.
Yeah.
Twin wing.
Way.
Twin wing. Yeah.
Twin wing.
Twin wing.
Twin ring or twin wing?
Twin ring. Motegi.
I just call it that. I think it might be easier.
Apparently, Motegi. Yeah, I just can't say twin ring.
And there you go. And I thought I needed glue for my dentures, but clearly Michael David has got an issue as well.
I've got plenty of issues, bro. I don't think you're qualified to help me with any of them.
No, not with dentures, mate. Unfortunately, my dentist doctorate went out the window. So yeah, don't let me put you in a chair and start pulling teeth, because it's not gonna be pretty as we're coming down into the last 14 and a half minutes here as well. Currently, Elliot Borg still out in front. Mikhail Turkin is in the pits. Daniel Pereira, Dylan Gonaz has gone past him as well. What about Smart and Atkins? Are they going to get past Mikhail Turkin, or are they not? That's going to be the question. So
I think I just rubbed off on you.
Why?
You said Dylan Pereira.
No, I did not. Did I?
I think you did. Unless I'm hearing things. I could be hearing things. I don't know. Maybe it's wishful thinking.
Maybe you're just trying to make it out that you're not the only one that's creating love children within the LSRL.
Well, I will say that if you were to say it, it's because of something that I said. But looking at this camera angle right here, Jay Smart seems to have put a little bit of distance in front of Sean Atkins there. So maybe Jay Smart is starting to kind of feel it a little bit again. It looked like he was there for a minute, and then he kind of lost it, and now it's kind of coming in waves. He's not too far off the back of Daniel Pereira either. He's about 2.2 seconds, so we could see Jay Smart still kind of push himself up the podium. Not quite the podium. I think he's a little too far back for a podium place, but 4th or 5th place, that's definitely going to be a solid finish for Jay Smart, especially with the issues that he's had with this track tonight. I'll definitely take it if I was him.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to get Pereira in 4th. I think Pereira's a little bit more consistent here, and, not something that he's going to be able to get. Never say never. We have seen the Ferrari do Ferrari things randomly, completely random, all of a sudden, but never say never, and let's see what happens here as we go on board with Ryan O'Connor on this run down from turn 10 down into 11. You can see that downhill braking, and then to the right hander of 11 we go.
Are those JP Broadcasting stickers on his livery right there on the hood?
They are. Oh,
that's nice. Here comes Ryan O'Connor. Yep, we knew he was going to have to. He's going to go ahead and jump in now. Hopefully, you know, with about 12 minutes left, he doesn't have too long of a pit stop here, but, you know, a little splash and go.
Yeah.
I think he's kind of shot himself in the foot with that incident in the beginning of the race, but still,
We knew
been
he
able to
had
put
to.
in, yeah, but he's been able to put in some consistent laps here throughout the race, and obviously not where he wants to be finishing, but you know, he knew he wasn't going to be able to take points tonight anyways.
So I suppose nothing
So-
lost, you know, nothing gained for him in general. He's still in 9th place, mind you. It's
Just-
still, what's he got,
Just
5
getting
seconds?
used to, yeah, more used to the car, you know, just lap time. You know, I think if you're Ryan O'Connor, obviously you got to be kicking yourself for that incident at the beginning of the race, but at the same time, he's had pretty solid recovery drive, I'd like to say.
Yeah, and unfortunately hit the grass and that put that back end of the Merc round. It's not, you know, a car that generally likes the grass, but then again, which car in iRacing does, to be blatantly honest? As we know, the grass in iRacing could do with a little bit of a revamp. I'm not saying make it grip like a road, but I'm also not saying it needs to stay like an ice rink either. So, you know, something to think about, maybe.
I can't disagree with you, but I'm not a developer, so I don't know what that all goes into that as we take a look here at Daniel Pereira.
There you go.
And
Did he
Jay
again?
Smart, yeah, well, I think it was because of you, but Jay Smart has closed this gap up quite a bit. It was 2.2 seconds just a few laps ago. Now it's down under a second. I think he is really starting to come to terms, come to grips, getting more time in on this track and just feeling a little more comfortable in that Lamborghini. I would definitely not count him out for an opportunity to take on Daniel Pereira here for 4th place.
Yeah, I think this is, he's going to be getting close, I think, you know, for Pereira. But I think Pereira might have enough here, you know. I think he might have enough to hang on. He's only got 9 minutes to do so, and Jay Smart's not looked entirely comfortable all evening in that Lambo and made a mistake and stuff. So I think from Pereira's point of view, it might, you know, be able to hang on here. I think it could be an interesting one.
I think Jay's getting a lot more comfortable with this track and this car combination. I think he's going to have an opportunity here. I called it out in the beginning of the race. I think the Lamborghinis are going to have really good passing opportunities, and I think we're about to see that happen with Jay Smart on Daniel Pereira.
No, I'm going with the Black Gold Racing Brazilian in car number 34 here. I just don't think Smart has got that car hooked up enough that he's going to be able to get past. But never say never. Once more, as Amadon looks like he's got up to the back of James Rep here. Of course, Alexander Amadon had his fair share of spills and thrills on lap 12.
Got fresh tires now, though.
Well,
Gotta have a little bit more confidence in that Audi.
We're going to presume that's what he done. He was in the pits for 55 seconds, so I'd be very, very surprised if he hasn't got tyres on that. Because to be honest, I would do regardless, because he looked like he fried them there, and they weren't giving him much, were they, of anything, to be honest, Michael?
Not at all. He absolutely was driving on water with slicks. So he definitely needed to do something there to change it. Just even if it was just a change, just for peace of mind. You know, these drivers, we know how it is. You get something, you get a little bug in your head, you get a little itch, and all of a sudden it just turns into, you know, just snowballs. So you got to get your confidence back, and you got to bring that car back underneath you, and see a little bit of a rear end sliding out on that Ferrari coming out of turn 11, 12, 13, 14. It looks like he's going to be safe this lap. I don't think Alexander Amadon's going to have an opportunity coming into turn 1 here, but he is not too far off the back. That gap is definitely coming down.
Yeah, I think it definitely is, and it's what he can do. He's obviously got pace, but Rep's got pace as well, so could be an interesting one here. Smart has got back onto the back of Pereira. Pereira did have the gap out about a second at one point. Smart has brought it back in again. 7 minutes remaining. Seems I have zero talent, says Racer Murray, which is going to presume is Brandon Murray. And unfortunately, Brandon is out, of course. So
Brandon, I will argue that I have less.
I will argue that I don't have any. I don't drive as often as I would have liked to.
Well, I think if we could, we'd all be driving 24/7.
Yeah, I think it's difficult. I will challenge you both on that. All right, we'll have a little freeway. See who works out there. Freeway race. See what happens. I'd lose, not gonna lie. I'd be at the back. Can I put the racing line on though? Because I don't have time to learn a track.
Don't forget about me. I can't even make turn. Ben, you did the best you could, man. There was definitely not much you could do in that situation.
Yeah, packs as well. I definitely was there as well. I suppose we would throw Ben Barnes into the mix just to see how we get on, but yeah. I don't have enough time to learn the track. I'd have to use the racing line, so as long as I can use an assist, I'm happy.
What, racing line? Get out of here.
Dude, you've got more time than me. You know what I mean?
Who cares?
I care.
Learn the track. It's not that hard.
I don't have
There's only 14 turns. I'm slow, but I can still learn the track.
I don't have time to do that.
It holds you back so much. Okay, I'm not even gonna we're not gonna get into that. We're gonna watch Ryan O'Connor and Brandon Thornhill.
I'm going in the Merc though.
I'll take the Porsche.
Yeah, but that's all right. You'll be spinning by the time we get to the end of turn one anyway.
Of course.
You know, I'm not saying my back end's
gonna
be
lose the race.
I'm not even telling you my back end's gonna be any more stable than yours, mate. You know what I mean, in the Merc, but I think it might be. Smart has got that gap down to Pereira. He's got it down. Pereira's got 5 minutes to hang on. Can the Brazilian hang on from the American?
He's definitely held on a lot longer than I thought. When you called out that 10 minutes, I was sitting here thinking to myself, that is a long time. But 5 minutes ago, still basically the same gap. Jay Smart has not really been able to get the move done. So hats off to Daniel Pereira, just chugging along here, doing exactly what he needs to do to stay ahead and keep that 4th place. Mikel Turkin up on the podium still. Gotta throw a shout out to Mikel.
Ben's sticking up for me. The racing line is good for like 3 laps on a brand new track to learn basic braking zones. Thank you, Ben. See? Ben Barnes agrees. But then again, I don't know if that's good for Ben because he missed his braking point in turn 1 and put it in the wall. So, you know, there's 2 ways of looking at that, really.
I think you're being a little harsh. I think Mikel might have broke a little early.
Well, of course he's going to. It's turn 1. He's going to brake early. Apprehension. Ben there just like, shush. You know, so for Ben Barnes coming with advice, as my mum always says, take it with a pinch of salt. So there we go.
Jay Smart almost had his nose in there, but he had to back out. Daniel Pereira's just doing exactly what he needs to do.
I told you he's going to
This has been a great defensive battle.
Yeah.
You know, Daniel Pereira's just putting that, kind of like what we saw at the beginning of the race with Alexander Amadon. He was just putting that Audi right where it needed to be every single turn, every single corner.
Yeah, it definitely was. But Pereira's doing a stellar job, and I say, I think it's going to be tough. If Smart don't stay close enough coming through this section here, he's going to really struggle on that start-finish straight. And this is where Pereira opens the gap out on him. He gets the gap out to about half a second every single lap. And Smart just hasn't got the draft or the pace to pull in him at the end of turn 1, down into turn 1. He's just not going to be able to get there. He needs to be.
He doesn't have the front coming down out of 14.
Yeah, he needs to be 2. Oh! And that has put the end to that. As we were saying.
Sean Adkins is going to go ahead and say thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. And that, my dear, is what has put the end to Jay Smart's run. And unfortunately, it looks like James... Oh, he's done it again.
Where have we seen this before?
Exactly with Alexander Amadon. The same thing. Burn up his tyres, not being able to hold the car into a front line, and now Ryan O'Connor's got a chance to snatch seventh place away from Smart there as well. O'Connor is in the background.
It's almost like a baseball hitter in a slump. You know, you start getting the yips, and just get in your own mind.
Yeah.
Also did something similar. So Brandon Murray did something similar. This is a tough track. This is not an easy track. It is.
Yeah, it's definitely a hard one. I'd like to point out though as well, just really quickly, looking back, I broke too late, but I had no idea where I was and was reacted too late. See, there we go. So Ben Barnes braking too late there, going down into turn 1. But it's going to be the final lap of the race here, and Elliot Boyle is going to take the white flag with Barney waving frantically on your left-hand side. Again, the man with the strongest right arm in AI racing. I'm going to have a look at why James Rep went into the pits really, really quickly. I'm going to do it this way. I've just noticed there's a bit of a broken scene going on in OBS at the moment. So he's gone round. What did he do not long after that that forced him to jump into the pits?
It looked like he tapped the rear end and he might have missed the suspension and just said, I'm done.
Yeah. A disgruntled James Rep there. I'm sure this is a good track, but I cannot drive it. There we go. That is from James.
This is a great track, but it is tough. This is a tough track.
Yeah. So
especially with the GT3 cars. I mean, if you got something that has like way more downforce, like a Formula 3, 2, you know, F1 car, it's gonna be a little easier. But these GT3 cars don't have that downforce. It's tough to go through these turns.
It's interesting. With that, we've got Ben Barnes, Brian Murray, and now James Rep in YouTube chat. All three, unfortunately, that race came to an end. Ben's ended on turn 1. Smart's gone round again. Smart has gone round again. He's jumped to the pits. Yeah.
But we'll say, Elliot Borg, maybe he was sitting back a little bit, but Dylan Gonas was really able to close up on him, and he just got the grass. That was all it was. He got way too far out on turn 3.
Yeah. So that is promoted Ryan O'Connor to 7th. Not bad recovery at all there for Mr. O'Connor in the Mercedes. As Elliot Borg is going to be your winner here in round 12. Borg takes the victory. Dylan Gonaz gets second, and Mikhail Turkin in the Ferrari takes 3rd place there as well. Well done, Mikhail. Absolutely stunning evening of racing and taking 3rd place. Great job. Daniel Pereira there survived and come across the line in 4th for the Black Gold Racing team there as well. So keep an eye out on Twitter from the Black Gold Racing team. You will see a post there as well. And all links you can find for JBB down in the description. Get yourselves involved. Hit us up on Instagram, Twitter, and a new website that's up and running. So you can reach out on that one as O'Connor comes round in the Merc with... not a bad recovery, to be fair. That could have been a lot worse for O'Connor. And Brandon Fornhill, is he going to survive Alexander Amadon for a few more corners? Can Fornhill hang on?
All about the exit here.
Yeah, looks like he's got it, to be fair. Yeah, I think Brandon Fornhill has survived the push from Alexander Amadon. So, great drive overall there from all of these guys. And obviously the ones that are in YouTube chat, better luck next time. Elliot Borg is your winner. Dylan Gonas 2nd, Mikhail Turkin 3rd, Daniel Pereira 4th, Sean Atkins 5th, Joseph Carnes in 6th, Ryan O'Connor 7th, Brandon Fornhill 8th, Amadon 9th, Jay Smart down in 10th, James Rep in 11th, Brandon Murray in 12th, and Ben Barnes there on an unfortunately did not complete this evening's racing. Slowly driving by no one.
If you can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at?
Hey, you had Brandon Fornhill finish. Stop it. There we go. Oh, dearie me. absolutely stunning evening of racing there as well. Well done to everybody. Let's see if we can get some people in for a interview and see who we can get in to the booth there as well. And well, there we go. Slowly driving by no one. I do find that's quite funny. But overall, you know, it was an interesting race, wasn't it? And it delivered what we expected it to deliver. Borg got out in front, and it was all done and dusted. But we have got Elliot Borg and Dylan Gonaz into the booth here. Let's bring Elliot in first. Good evening, Elliot. How are you? Welcome to the race, finally, you know, after your Sunday drive that you've just done. I hope you're well.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily call it a Sunday drive. This was a tricky track. So lots of flat corners. I would liken it a lot to Indianapolis with a little more variety, I will say. But yeah, really tricky, really easy to lock the brakes, oversteer, and not have a good time. So really glad to finish on top.
Yeah, there was a few drivers that didn't have a good time. Obviously, you know, poor Alexander Amadon, it looked like he spun and then absolutely killed his tyres. Obviously, Joseph Carnes, Brian Murray, Ben Barnes, Ryan O'Connor, Jay Smart. Jay didn't have a good time either. That car just looked like it was completely Bambi on ice at some point. So for you to get to the end without any incidents, it's not a bad one at all, to be fair.
Not at all. Yeah, it was... like I said, I mean, the Lambo was Bambi on ice. It was definitely brake early, try and float it through the apex, get on the power early. But even still, like turn 3, turn 4, that if you overspun the rears in second coming out of turn 3 into turn 4, you just had a handful the whole time. Worse than Phillip Island last corner. So, I mean, it was definitely managing the tires, managing the pace. And keeping an eye on the relative for Alex and Dylan.
Yeah, definitely was there as well, mate. So absolutely stunning. I think, to be honest, Elliot, I can probably safely say well done on the
don't say it. Don't say it.
Why?
So, because I'm pretty sure there's a chance that someone else can beat me.
I don't think, unless somebody else pulls out a miraculously 3 wins here, sir, and your closest rival was being Nathan Gray, Joseph Carnes. No, it was actually
Nathan Graham.
Yeah.
Nathan Graham. I don't think you can get caught.
Nathan Graham is going to have to take his drop week this week because he wasn't here, obviously. And Elliot would just have to fall apart for the rest of the season. So I don't want to throw any bad juju your way, Elliot. You've had a phenomenal season, phenomenal race tonight. I'm on the same page as you. I think, you know, you don't want to call it too early, but I mean,
all right, it's looking likely.
Like the stamp and send it, but like
it's looking
you're there.
There we go.
We have 2 more races left.
3.
3? Oh, jeez.
Still 45 points up for grabs, mate. You're going to be too far. But Elliot, look, thank you so much for joining us there. I hope you're nice and warm in your knitted jumper. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, did you see me knitting you a sweater or a jumper down the front stretch at the end there?
I did. I saw you zigzagging across the track there, but you weren't defending, so really, you know.
That one's for you, and shout out to you guys. Thanks for all you do. Putting on an excellent broadcast every Sunday, every Wednesday. Honestly, every time you get in the booth, no matter who it is. Really appreciate it.
No worries there, bud. And we'll look forward to catching up with you next week.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, guys.
Take care. All right, let's bring Dylan Gonaz into the booth as well. Dylan there with a second place. My Eye Racing is just about to turn around and say, no, this is going to terminate. But Dylan, thank you so much for joining us. How are you, bud?
Still on this side of the dirt, fella, yourself?
Oh, not bad, mate. Not bad at all, to be fair. Plugging away, you know, doing the job. Not doing as much as a good job as you, though. You know?
Man, that was I bought this track last night. So this was good for me. When I seen practice and I was hitting the top 3 of the timing boards, I was like, right on, this might be my time.
Not to be, though. You've got a very fast teammate up front who...
That's right.
was doing the job up front. But, overall, fairly incident-free evening for yourself, unlike others this evening.
Yeah, I obviously couldn't see what was going on around me, but at one point I thought maybe I had net-coded Ryan or something, but he jumped in the waiting for booth there and said it was his own doing, so that's good. I don't like ever ruining anyone's race or nothing, but after that battle with Amadon, I was just trying to track down Elliott, and I think at one point I got within a second, 1.7, 1.9, and then
You
that
were
was
catching
it.
them pretty good there towards the end. If you had a couple more laps, it would have been a battle.
Oh, it was tough. Like we both joked after the race, I damn near need a Robaxa set after that because of the tension. My back is pooched.
Yeah, but it is there as well, young man. But overall, not a bad evening of racing. Going forward, Sebring, Zolder, Nürburgring. What do we reckon for Dylan? Are we going to have victories in any of them?
Sebring is like I think everyone has a cursed track. That's my cursed track.
Okay.
So that should be good. Zolder, I've only raced on once. And what was the last one?
Nürburgring combined.
That one I have more laps on than I would like to safely admit.
I would like to safely admit, though, I think that is including the Green Hell, is it not?
That is correct.
So you're going to have
pretty much
174 corners.
Memorized in my sleep, any car, anytime. I love it. I call that track therapy.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know it's going to be kind of a goofy broadcast because people are going to be spaced right out. But I felt like it was a really cool way to end the season there.
Absolutely there, bud, as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Well, obviously, yeah, you guys at JP Broadcasting, best sim racing broadcasters out there. Wilder Graphics, they'll give you the wicked paint for a wicked deal. Sim Speed Shop, Grid Finder, they help out huge. ButtKicker, Sim 3D, anybody else that supports us. It's we do this for fun and we have fun doing it. So appreciate y'all.
Thank you very much, there, bud. And we'll look forward to seeing you next week at Sebring.
Cheers.
Take care. Right, let's bring in Ryan O'Connor into the booth. Good evening, Ryan. How are you, sir?
Hey, how's it going? The only P7 that gets to be on a podium chat with you.
Well, as I said, it doesn't have to be the top three. I did make that perfectly clear at the beginning of the season. It could be anyone that had a good race. And, all right, so you had a rocky start, hitting the curb. The Mercedes don't like that. Round it goes. Not a problem. Then you had to go into the pits, and you pitted more than anybody else as well. But you did recover back to 7th. So, all in all, can you really be unhappy?
No, you know what? It was my own doing. I was having a great battle with Alex. I'm only unhappy because that battle stopped. Honestly, I had a good time. I was just telling Dylan and Elliot up in the waiting room. It's the Porsche week in, week out, I just drive scared. It's a fun car to drive in a test session, not in a league. You just drive scared and nervous. So even after my spin, I had a good time driving the car, turning laps.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it was all mainly about. Now, I might need to apologise. I may, all right, at the beginning of the broadcast, may have expressed my excitement to seeing where you would be in the Mercedes. Obviously doing the Sebring 12-hour with yourself, your good self, of course, knowing how rapid you were. So I may put some unprecedented pressure on you that you were not aware of course. So, yeah, I may need to apologise.
So you went against what I said to you. And I'm going to read this. If you didn't already, hey, don't make a big deal about me swapping to the Merc. Not sure how my pace stacks up yet to the rest of the field. Didn't get much practice time here.
Yeah, but then you went on the top of the timing sheets in practice.
So, and you give me a break.
What were we supposed to do? You just absolutely crushed it in practice. You were looking like you were a man on fire.
Yeah. I mean, that's the Merc. I'm just really comfortable in this car. So, but yeah, no, it's kind of funny that James, you just went against my wishes, but that's okay.
Hold on a minute here. I did not go against your wishes. I just expressed my excitement that you were in the Merc. It wasn't. Yeah. It wasn't against anything. I didn't give out your bank details or anything. You know what I mean? I just merely expressed how excited I was to see you in it. So, and your pace
your
was
social
good.
security
Yeah, I didn't give none of that out and anything. I didn't give out your address. I just expressed how happy I was and how excited I was. And you were on the top of the timing tower and that. So, you know.
Yeah, well, wish I could have put on a better show for you tonight, but I still had a good time. It was good. Car felt really pacey, so obviously, as you could kind of see, even after my spin. So, car just felt great. So, on to next week, think this is preseason for next season. Dust this Merc off a little bit and turn some laps, right?
And it's Sebring next week, and we know what you like around there, right?
Yeah. I think as long as I keep myself clean, I'm gonna, I'll have a decent finish there.
I reckon you should as well. Look, Ryan, thanks so much for joining me. Apologies if you feel I went a little bit against what you said.
My feelings aren't actually hurt. I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well,
right?
I don't know. I sense a little bit, but never mind. Overall, no bad. Look. You did what you needed to do. On to Sebring we go next week. Thanks so much for joining us. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we let you go?
Yeah, my teammates. Unfortunately, Pete broke his wrist. That's the reason why I moved over to the Merc. I figured I'll take a 0-point race. I'm not really in the driver championship anyway. Whatever. I think I'm P7 in the championship. So. But yeah, shout out to Pete and then Steve as well. I know he's missed almost this entire season because of his new family. So they had a little girl pretty much a couple weeks after the season starts. So, but hopefully they'll come back next season and hopefully they'll let us drive at Merc.
Yeah, awesome stuff there, bud. Well, you take care, and I'm sure I'll speak to you soon, no doubt.
All right, sounds good. Thanks, James.
Take care, man. Well, there you go. That was Ryan O'Connor. Yeah, not sure I went against his wishes, to be fair. I may have expressed just my excitement at seeing him in the Mercedes. Overall, though, Michael, sum it up for us in one sentence.
I loved the racing tonight. I thought it brought a lot of interesting incidents. But I love this track. I love this car combination, with the GT3s. And just happy to be here. And I promise one day I'll learn how to speak.
That would be great. Thank you so much, guys, as well. Thank you to everybody that's joined us in chat. Of course, Ben Barnes, Brian Murray, and James Rep there as well, and Daniel Pereira for jumping in at the end. This is going to bring the end of the broadcast. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, we've got the JPB Clio Cup tomorrow. 40 cars whizzing round Road Atlanta Short, so that's going to be another epic evening of racing that you can come and join in. Free 20 minutes, top 10 reverse after race 1, top 20 after race 2. So tune in for that one. That goes live about 7:45 p.m. BST. But for myself and Michael David here this evening, as always, guys, take care. Have a great week. And you never know, we might see you on the track sometime. Good night.